Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rukar Qudash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor Camp here in Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and the truth. Lord willing, it can be edifying. And I just want to bring this out right here in Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter. All right, I'm going to read from the 30th verse down to the end of the chapter. All right, because that's how Jake is moving, amongst Israel right now. I just watched a video that Elder Apostle Hart put up, and it was a video of all these different camp leaders, basically speaking out against the MOTB being the micro CHIP, right? And now with everything going on with AI and the rise in Palantir and these data centers being built, we see that they're setting up the infrastructure for the MOTB to be how you buy and sell, right? And all you guys that mock, that scoff, you're going to be seen to be liars. However, on the flip, all right, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone to the men on down, they're going to be found to be the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, okay? While these other camps will be condemned. All right, Jake take this shit as a joke, man. Jake take this shit like it's entertainment, like we just got forever here. No, this truth was time sensitive, okay? It applied to whom it applied to, the elect, and who it doesn't. All right, they're not going to be able to say that they didn't at least get the opportunity to hear it, okay? Because the Lord made this truth readily available on the internet, on the highways and byways. All right, the Spirit is heavy on brothers to bring it out, so to make their own calling and election sure, but also that that the elect can be sealed, all right, because it comes by preaching the hearing of the word, and it speaks about that in Romans. But our people, man, they still moving how they've always moved. They like the idea of us, they like the idea, but they don't really want to put forth the effort to actually submitting themselves to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. All right. So let's get into it. Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 30. It says, "Also, thou son of man, the children of thy people still are talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, Come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord." Yeah, they act like they want to hear it. All right, let's see what the prophets are speaking about. But they tune in for entertainment. Verse 31, it says, "And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them." It says, "For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness." All right, so with their heart, it says with their mouth they show much love, so they'd be like Shalom, or they're Judah, you know how Jake be. All right, but it says, but their heart goeth after their covetousness, so they're going after, they're still, serving their flesh. They're still serving their own belly. They're still trying to make it in this world, So outwardly, yeah, it seem like they showing love, we coming together, we Israelites. All right, but they're still trying to build here. Case in point, IURC buying up land and shit. HOI buying up land, trying to build New Nazareth. Okay? That's the mindset our people are in. And these are Jakes that know that they're Israelites. Verse 32, it says, "And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song of one that have a pleasant voice and can play well on the instrument." Yeah, we it sounds good. Esau going into slavery. We the people, all right? We weren't made to be slaves forever. It sounds good. So we sound like a very lovely song to them. It says, and can play well on the instrument. It says, "For they hear thy words, but they do them not." And the scriptures say, "Be ye doers of the word, not hearers only." So, these Jakes are out here in violation. Those that are coming up against the doctrine, coming up against the order. But in the end, this is what's going to happen. Verse 33, "And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet have been among them." So that's when you're going to know, like, oh, damn, these guys were telling the truth. And everybody loves to hate on Great Millstone. Everybody loves to hate on these men. But these are the men that are coming in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. All right, they've been examples for decades of how to be servants of the Lord. So why not follow them? All right, when these other guys are all wayward in their doctrine, they trying to build here. Then when the Lord said, don't build here, the Lord said, arise and depart, for this is not your rest. So they're in direct violation of how the Lord wanted his men to move. All right, but the men of GMS, the brothers on down, the brothers that teach a likewise doctrine, they've been the ones that have been that example. And in the end, the Lord is going to make known who his chosen are. All right, the people are going to know that a prophet had been among them. And we're in those times, man. So I just want to bring it out through the Spirit. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rukakradash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, shalom.